What's up, guys? As you know, we really like engaging with the audience, and so time to time we do these videos where we read the best comments on our videos. We ask our panelists personal questions, and then we also ask you to answer some of those personal questions. So here are the best answers that we received, all right? So in the video titled, Does the NFL Ignore Concussion Evidence?, we asked the following question: have you ever been affected by someone else's negligence? Well, Merrick VDW said the following: throughout my entire childhood, I have been affected by other people's negligence. For example, our general practitioner didn't do anything to hospitalize our mother for schizophrenia, despite the fact that she was extremely violent, abusive, and clearly a danger to others as well as herself. For example, she almost set the house on fire 3 separate times while ranting how fire purifies, as well as talking about murdering our father and committing suicide. But despite all of this, our doctor didn't take any action, and neither did the police after having been called and informed of this several times. Merrick, when it comes to negligence involving doctors, I feel you. I mean, I feel terrible that your mother's going through this. I feel terrible that your family's going through this. I really commend you for sharing a very personal story like this with us. But yeah, I had a similar situation with my mom who has kidney disease, and she went undiagnosed for a long time. And as a result, her kidneys kind of stopped functioning. The kidney function went down significantly until it was too late. And now she's on a waiting list for a kidney donation. But when she had this operation for something known as a fistula, so they can, do dialysis on her to filter out her blood and do the work that the kidneys would usually do, they did the operation wrong the first time, and then they had to redo it again, which is an absolute disaster when you're having kidney failure because you're not allowed to take painkillers. Painkillers further destroy your kidneys. So she had to go through this really invasive surgery without any painkillers, and she really suffered as a result. So I can totally understand where you're coming from. And again, thank you for sharing your story, and I hope that you guys are getting the help that you need. All right, for the video titled, Student Hits Gravity Bong in Class, School Freaks Out, one of my favorite stories, we asked the following: what would you say is the worst thing you ever did as a teenager? Lots of really interesting stories were shared for this question. Me79 said, worst thing I did was shoplift at an early age of 12. I had accumulated an inordinate amount of stuff until I got caught. Went to court and faced criminal charges. My parents' guilt trip alone was enough to get me straight. I started smoking, which was dumb, was present while a friend at the time held another kid at knife point. I was a terrible kid, basically trying to make friends with anyone, really. I still look back on it and wonder what would have become of me if not for my folks and the fact that I was apprehended. Wow, what an amazing story. I love hearing that because it kind of shows you that no matter what you do as a teenager or no matter what you do in life, there's always an opportunity for you to bounce back. And I'm really happy that you have strong parents that were there by your side and that handled the situation properly. A lot of people aren't so lucky. A lot of people have parents that don't really care as much as your parents do. So I hope that you are on the straight and narrow now and that things are looking up for you. And thank you for sharing your story. In the video titled, Hidden Cameras Found in the Gym Tanning Rooms, we asked, what's the strangest sexual fantasy you've had, or what's something that turns you on in someone? If you could spy on one person, who would it be? All right, lots of really salacious questions there. And Christopher Sivis says the following: I would love to spy on anyone that is the head of or a well-known in any special interest group, because I would get to see firsthand how full of crap and hypocritical they are once the microphone isn't there in front of their face or around a group of robots that just talk like them. No one is perfect and can cross their T's and dot their I's all the time, so usually that kind of thing is only done when it's convenient or when a media source is around. Hashtag truth be told. Absolutely true. I think that's true for a lot of people that do on-camera work as well. We try to be as genuine and honest with you guys as possible. And so TYT and TYT Network is kind of a different animal. But a lot of times the people that you see in television shows, in the news, will kind of put on an act for the audience because they think that they're supposed to behave a certain way in front of an audience. And I think that that's kind of terrible because it kind of creates a disconnect between your audience. And I hope segments like this actually help us connect and engage a little more. All right, what do we have next? Drone porn. We did a drone porn video, and the question we asked was, what's the strangest porn you've ever heard or come across? Love this. Alex says the following: I've never even heard of this, okay? Dendrophilia, a sexualization or fetish for trees and plant life. Yeah, it's real. It's a subtype of aglamatophilia or objection sexuality, in which a human being fetishizes inanimate objects, usually sex dolls or even, I don't know, non-sex dolls, statues, stuffed animals and such. A person who has this proclivity will actually become attracted to, simulate sex, and in rare cases even fall in love with the object. If that object is a tree or a bush, an actual bush, then you have this fetish. It's weird, but I mean, whatever, dude, find your bliss, live your dream. Okay, I like how that kind of ends. He continues on, saying that people are going to judge you no matter what or who you fuck. It's what people do. I like that I hesitated with the F word. People hate everybody else's sex lives because it's hard to admit they hate their own. You might as well fuck the tree. If you fuck the party girl, you're shallow. If you're in a committed relationship with some girl from high school, you're boring. If it's a dude, then you're gay. You might as well just fuck the tree and be proud of it. Okay. As long as it's not a child, dead body, or anyone that needs to be drugged or held down, you're not in the wrong. I actually love the way that you ended that comment. I totally agree with you. If it's consensual sex, if it doesn't harm anyone else or any other living thing, I mean, I know that a tree is a living thing, but still, yeah, do you. Don't be ashamed of it. And I like how this all ended up. And I also like that you taught me something about fetishes, because I didn't know about these fetishes at all. However, we did once do a study about how there is a very small subculture in Japan where people are falling in love with inanimate objects like anime pillows and things like that. It was a really fascinating subject. And again, if you're not harming anyone, there's really no harm in it. So final comment that we're going to read for you guys. It's on the video titled James Franco and Seth Rogen on Naked and Afraid. And the question that we asked was, if you could go on Naked and Afraid, which one celebrity would it be with? And Erikev says, my first choice would be Bear Grylls. I know I would be sheltered, fed, and have fire in 5 minutes. If it had to be a woman, I would choose Alyssa Milano. I have crushed on her since Who's the Boss, and she is one of my free 3. I'm sure her husband and new baby will be okay with us surviving together on live TV. I love that. I love that you have like the practical side of you who wants to survive, and then the sexual side of you who wants to have a little bit of fun with Alyssa Milano. I don't even remember how I answered this question myself, but now that I think about it, I would probably want to be on a desert island with my boyfriend, because I'm unbearable. But yeah, then I'd have the best of everything. I'd be protected, I would get to have a little fun, and also I'd be able to unplug from technology for a little while, which would be great. Anyway, thank you so much for commenting, guys. I absolutely love engaging with you, love reading your comments. That's what this show's all about, as you guys know. So keep doing it. We like learning more about our audience, and hopefully you guys enjoy us interacting. We'll see you soon.